Imagine the world where EA is promising to deliver a single-player game that's gonna be just great, and then they cannot do it. They just release a game, single-player game, without any cash shop bullshit, and what kind of world is this?
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Oh wait, I do! That's exactly how it is supposed to be. Good riddance EA for getting it finally right. I hope you are having a nice day. My name is David, and I would like to welcome you to my review of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Let me say that I approached this game with what I would call a very well-deserved caution, and I didn't really expect it much from it. And this is something that's going to affect your views of the final product. When you are expecting something to be a crap and it turns out to be quite okay, then you're much happier than if you're expecting something to be excellent and it turns out to be just okay. You are disappointed in that case. But I am not disappointed right now, and let me tell you why. First, graphics. Let's get it out of the way. Respawn Entertainment made the game in the Unreal Engine. This isn't typical for the EA published game, since their games are usually made in the Frostbite engine. Both engines can be very well optimized and nice looking, and this isn't any different with the Fallen Order. The game looks very nice and is also very well optimized, although I did run into some FPS drops on a certain spots. I couldn't find any bugs, even the harmless visual ones. The graphical settings are fairly average and everything seems to be working exactly as it should, including my most favorite toggles like motion blur, chromatic abomination and film grain. The only thing I'm missing is a depth of field. In terms of story, I don't think this is the best Star Wars story ever made, but it certainly doesn't offend like some other modern, unmentioned Star Wars stories. From what I understand, the game starts roughly 5 years after the Order 66 and at the end of the Clone Wars. You are playing as a Jedi Padawan who is hiding from the Jedi Hunters, working on a scrapyard that obviously doesn't have any kind of health and safety regulations.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Ladder's out, though. You're gonna have to find another way.
Yeah, no problem. I'll improvise.
See you there, pal. Depart this barge immediately.
Long story short, you are discovered, and while you are making your escape, you are saved by the Deus Ex Machina ship called the Mantis and its very small crew of 2 people. There, they will tell you they are on a quest to rebuild the Jedi Order, and naturally, they will ask for your help. The main characters are, in my opinion, well written and very well acted, which is important since this is a Star Wars we are talking about after all. And by the way, what is wrong with her eyes?
Like what?
Like rebuilding the Jedi Order.
One negative thing I would like to mention is the another disconnected from the Force cliché. Kal Katarn, Revan, Exile from the KOTOR 2, and now these two as well? Does every Jedi at least once in his lifetime gets disconnected from the Force only to find himself again or something? This is just a lame excuse for the character's development throughout the game, and it isn't even needed since we are talking about a Padawan. He could have simply been getting better and better as he is progressing through his journey, and it would make a perfect sense without any weird Force amnesia.
Listen. Something happened to me during the purge. I survived, but my connection to the Force is damaged. When I meditate, if I let my guard down, I lose control. And it's like I'm back in that moment when...
You survived, Cal.
This brings us to gameplay, and that's where the game actually shines. I hear lots of people saying this is a Dark Souls inspired Star Wars game, and while it isn't completely wrong, I would like to specify it a little bit more closely. This isn't just a Dark Souls inspired game, it is a Sekiro inspired game. If you don't know, Sekiro is another game made by the From Software, which is a studio that made Dark Souls. So it does make sense to say it is a Dark Souls inspired game, since Sekiro is a very similar game to it. But what makes it mainly different is the combat. It's a fast-paced combat based on a balance between dodging and blocking and finding the right opportunity to strike. Some attacks are better to dodge, some are better to block, and if your reflexes are good enough, you can parry your opponent's strike, instantly break his guard and deal a fatal blow. Fallen Order is heavily inspired by this combat to a point that it's basically almost the same with the lightsaber skin on top. Other aspects of the gameplay are also very Dark Soulsy, especially the way how the individual levels are structured with its many interconnected passages and shortcuts you will unlock as you progress further. You also have your campfires, meditation spots, where you can rest, reset the level and upgrade your character. The skill tree your character has isn't too rich in my opinion, but what is there works well, especially the combo attacks. I found myself be using all of them depending on what kind of situation I'm facing, and that makes you feel like they are all important, which is a nice plus for me. You could say this game is so similar to Sekiro or Dark Souls that it's basically a copycat. But honestly, I don't care. I love all games the From Software made, and it's only good other studios are noticing how well this model works, taking it and putting its own little spin on it. One more little positive I would like to talk about are the visual customizations of your ship, clothing and especially the lightsaber. As you are exploring the levels, you are finding countless visual upgrades, which is always nice for people who like to explore every corner of the game. There are also several skins for that little droid constantly hanging on your back, and it is something I really don't like. Since Disney took over, every Star Wars hero has to have his own little cute droid, whose point in the story is to just be there, be cute and be funny, and I don't get it. If it is something you personally like, then bless your heart and have fun, but I don't get it. I don't need a little cute droids in Star Wars. I understand they are all based on R2-D2, but he wasn't cute. He looked like a garbage bin. Overall, I am very happy with how the game came out. Right now, it's on Steam for $44.99, which is honestly a bit pricey, but EA actually did deliver a proper game without any hidden tricks. So if you can afford it, and you love Star Wars and single player games, just go for it and show EA what you are willing to pay for. I would personally give this game a 7 out of 10 or even 8 if you are really that into the Star Wars and Soulsborne genre. I would like to thank you for watching and see you next time.